basically in the gallery right now, we're still about halfway through the installation. I'm working with my friend Alex is helping me out as my assistant, and so far we have a lot of the sculptural aspects are still in the early stages, but some of the paintings and some of the installation is up at this point, but still a little ways to go. Part of the point with this exhibition is kind of, to some extent, to make the viewer sort of in the middle of the piece and sort of act as like a participant in it versus just a viewer. There's other aspects that will be coming into play. Some of the sculptural stuff is still not in the space. For instance, a giant fake telephone pole will be in here kind of falling over. And with this pyramid right here, we're going to be making sort of like a giant scales of justice with two platforms coming from both sides, one of which will be weighted down by another scale and the other which will be rising off the ground and ripping apart, sort of like a fake bridge. And that also too, being in the middle of the space, will force the viewer to have to walk through it and walk under it, and sort of maybe just put the viewer in a different kind of situation than most viewers are used to looking at art in. Right now, kind of semi-working on this work on paper over here with some of the collage aspects, and still kind of adding layers and layers. A lot of my work consists of many different layers, sort of creating depth, layer on top of layer, and then kind of come back with some of the earlier layers on top of later layers to sort of create this sort of infinite space. A lot of what I've been doing in the last few years with my work is just trying to create an overall vibe with the work where it's not overly definitive. It's kind of left up to the viewer to decide what they think the work may or may not be about, and just sort of achieves a general vibe that any viewer could get, regardless of how informed they are about art or not. Yeah, I mean, if that would work, I mean, literally.